First of all, thanks for Joe, Jackie, Beck, Ralph for coming in. I just wanted to spend 10 minutes this morning just to talk about what we're about to go into over the course of the weekend, but I wanted parents here to get a feel for how we're going to attack the week, and also just to appreciate how big this tournament is for our boys, but also for the club itself and basketball in this area. All right. I guess I've coached for too many years. Grant's the same. We've forgot, you forget just how long you coach for, and this thing does not come along every year. I know as a group we've spoken about it a little bit, talked about how big this event is, but I want to reiterate just how important it is for everybody in this room right now to enjoy this experience. That goes for parents and those who have supported us so far through the start of the season. It doesn't just happen. All right, it doesn't just happen, and we often talk about the strides we've made as a group since we got together back in October. Right now we're playing a level of basketball that is unrecognisable to what it was back then. You guys may not appreciate it, but we watch it, we see it, and we've taken it from here to there, and that's a credit to you guys and the work you've put into it. As far as what comes next over the course of the weekend, this tournament will be an event played at a level you haven't seen yet over 3 days. Okay? Forget your Adelaide tournaments, your Nunawading tournaments, your wherever it may be. This thing is a different beast. Speaking to a couple of coaches during the week who have done it before, the word they used to describe it was brutal. Fully timed games against the best teams in the country. Okay, when I say best teams in the country, top 16 teams in Australia at our age group. ACT, New South Wales, us, South Australia. No WA teams or Queensland teams this year. Their best teams are invited. Often it comes down to their ability to raise the funds to get down here, or what their school holiday situation is. All right, so doesn't matter. We know the best teams across the board are based in Victoria and South Australia. It has been that way for 30 to 40 years. Okay, so nothing changes on that. So as the tournament unfolds, we know the way it works is we have 3 teams in our group. We know who they are now. Norwood, who we know plenty about. We don't know a whole lot about North Bears just yet. Gippsland, we know from what we saw last year, Will Hamilton is one of the best players in Victoria. All right, so Gippsland's going to be tough. All right, so we've got 3 games to play ourselves into the top 8 of the competition. Regardless of how those 3 games go, we will still be playing, and we'll play for positions 9 to 16 if we don't get through to that top 8. Everybody good with that? So over the course of the weekend, it will be 6 games. 2 on day 1, 2 on day 2, possibly 3 on day 2, at which point you'll be screaming to come out of basketball games, guaranteed. All right, 1, possibly 2 on the Monday. All right, so it's a good draw for us without being great. We see a team that we know plenty about, a team we know nothing about. Hopefully we'll see some tape on them over the next couple of days, get a feel for what they're doing. And Gippsland, they run it generally through 1 player, but he's a handful. All right, we'll work out the defensive assignments on that as the week goes on. But Will, you can expect to see plenty of that. Sard, you'll expect to see plenty of that as well. All right, same way and you'll tackle it the same way you went after Bendigo a week and a half ago. All right? Nothing changes, fellas. It's going to be heavily based on detail, whether we can get that energy level to where it needs to be at a sustained level like we did Friday night against Casey. I was quite open about it with you after the game that was our best basketball by a mile. All right, and that's what the season's all about, to be playing our best basketball at the right time of the year. I want you to enjoy everything about what's coming up over the weekend. That said, there are a couple of things that we need to think about it from a more serious point of view. Rest, recovery, food. All right. You can get away with McDonald's 2 hours before an Adelaide tournament game. A classic game, you'll run out of it by quarter time. There's nothing left. All right. So I guess that one's just to let the parents know as well that it is a different beast, this thing. It's so we need to be across that. Make sure you're there that half hour, 40 minutes before to get a stretch in, be ready to go. Because like Casey saw with us on Friday, if you are not ready for the onslaught that can come, that game can be done by quarter time. All right, so it's as simple as that. After the game, stretch out, same thing. All right, stretch out, refuel properly, get the rest, we come back, we do it all again the next day. As far as team uniform over the weekend goes, I want us all, goes for everybody, Dragons branded gear when you get to the gym, okay? You get to the gym, we need to be dressed like one of the top 16 teams in the country, okay? At this point, you know, I've been fairly relaxed with it, but I'm asking for full commitment over the course of the weekend. We all got it? Total commitment. The way we carry ourselves will be magnified over this 3-day period. On the court, off the court, the way you deal with people inside the gym, Basketball Victoria officials, BV scouts, for those who are starting to think about the next level in their basketball journey, and I know from speaking to many individuals here, you are. All right? Understand that this is a showcase event for our team, but also for you as players, the way you deal with adversity, the way you play through tough times in a basketball game, the way you interact with your teammates, the way your body language is when you come off the floor in a substitution situation. We all got it? Again, if you are playing at the level and capacity expected at this level of competition, you will be crying to come out of the game. Okay? Because if you're not, you haven't expended the full energy that you've got over a 6-7 minute burst. Any questions at all on any of that from you guys? Yes, mate?
On the uniform, does that include full black pants?
Doesn't have to be full black pants, but let's get the Dragon shorts on. So the minute we get into the gym, we are ready to go.
So all your black uniforms?
Yeah, black uniforms, not this.
Huh?
Not pyjama pants.
Not pyjama pants?
Not this E-Crew, and not this off-white, and not the pants, shorts. Dragon shorts or Dragon's tracksuit pants, whatever it may be. Yep, perfect. All right, it is going to be cool in there. Make sure we are black hoodies, so everything is branded the right way.
Can you wear like the plain, like that, but plain black?
Plain black's fine.
Okay.
Yep, plain black is fine. But again, it's about carrying ourselves at a certain level now. The days of pure domestic basketball or pure rep basketball are done for you as a group. It's about thinking bigger picture, far bigger picture. Yes?
So you've been described to me as a gentleman by other coaches and other parents of the team.
A gentleman.
What about disputing or talking back to
We have a team rule that they're all aware of. A tech foul, any time of the game, they're done. All right, so I don't think we've had one in regular season competition this year. Fellas, total respect for referees over the weekend. You are going to get the highest calibre officials available in Victoria. They have to meet certain expectations, certain experience, certain guidelines to be working games. Just as I talk to you as individuals about a turnover, a missed play, a missed shot, forget about it. That's gone. That call's gone, that missed shot's gone, that turnover's gone. Next. That's the beauty of the game. The beauty of the game is there's another play, there's another quarter, there's another practice session. All right? Hey, I understand as well as anybody frustrations that go on within a game, but it ain't going to help us get to where we're trying to get to. This particular tournament, our first objective is to get into the top 8. After that, I don't know, no idea. No idea. Just as our new expectation or new objective or mission now as a group in VC play is to be one of the 5 teams still going, or last top 4, top 5. I think all of us now understand that that's attainable, but it's not just going to happen. All right, so everything is going to be magnified this weekend, and I want you to think about everything I've spoken about here. I'll give it to GB shortly. He's going to wear a suit with a tie and slick back his hair. So anybody knows of Pat Riley of the Lakers in the mid-80s, he's going to try and go that way. Mate, have you got anything to add?
Look, the key things that AJ's touched on, number one is body language on the court. We can't change an official's decision. You just got to deal with it and move on. You know that I've always got your back, and if it's really out there, I'm going to go and ask some questions about and get clarification on it, like I always do every Friday night. The second thing that I really wanted you to think about is your own body. Okay? I need someone to step up at the start of the game. I need someone to step up at the end of the game and make sure you grab everyone and go sit down somewhere and stretch properly. Okay? Because that's going to be a really important thing, especially if we've got 3 games in a day. None of you are, apart from the tournament, the light tournaments we've been at, Adelaide, that's the only real big one we've had this year that we've had probably early on in the season at Southern Penn. But looking after your body is number one. So you've got to make sure you think about it during the week, about what you want to eat, what food you're going to eat in between games. Because now you're sitting down at a steak after a game because it's going to sit in your body. Look after your feet. Soft tissue injuries are really high amongst your age group, as you know. So that's why I really want you to make sure you stretch well. If you do feel a bit of a twinge, get ice on it in between games and be ready to go. Like Friday night, I talked to you pre-game and say, we want to be the hunters. We want to be the hunters, not the hunted. Okay? We're going after these guys. Okay? And that's a mindset we're going to have. Okay? We've come such a long way from our expectations at the start of the season to where we are. And now we've set a new bar. We go after that bar. We get through this weekend. We've got a new bar in VC as a championship team. We set our bar and we go after that as a group. And we're all for one. Okay? We're going to do it as a team. We're not individuals. We're team players. And everyone, as we can see across the board for the last few weeks, I think nearly everyone scored in every game in the last 3 weeks. I think we had one player that didn't score on Friday night, which was, I think, Jack. Hey, doesn't matter. You got to the ring. Mm-hmm. Hey, you got there. Hey, but they're the little things that we get in the car on the way home and we talk about as a group. Where do we go? What do we do to improve on? What do we see? And to sit and see that we've got 10 players come out and everyone scores and gives us a contribution one way or another. And that's what we want to have. And I and I know we're both really proud of where you guys are at, and we want to bring it this weekend. Okay?
Gary, have you got anything, mate, you want to add? No? Yeah.
So it's a 3-day tournament. How many games are there?
6 games.
Yes.
We'll play 6.
Is it 2 over every day?
No, it's possible 2 for the first day, possible 3 on the second day, 1 on the third, or a 2-2-2 split.
Is that like without finals or something?
No, that will include finals. So you've got to be top 2 in your group after your first 3 games to go into the top 8. After which you will drop in. You'll either stay in the top 8, play a quarter-final, semi-final, final, or you'll drop into that second 8, play positions 9 through 16. All right, so it just continues on. Straight elimination once you get to that point. So you start to get. Sorry, when I say straight elimination, you will straight elimination from the chance to win the national crown, but then you move into that whole placement. All right, so that's the way that works. Anything else on that one?
I'll have fixtures and scoring rosters out today.
Yeah.
I think we do.
Just the one final one from me, fellas, is that
Yeah, I've got it.
when we got it together October, it's now 7 months on, we have totally exceeded our expectations as a group, which again is a credit to each and every one of you guys and the work you've put in and buying in to what we're trying to get done. We've continued to improve every week or every month as this thing wears on, and I remain firm on the fact that our best basketball is still another 8 weeks away. All right, we're seeing glimpses of it now and we're seeing it for longer periods, but 8 weeks from now, we are going to be something to be dealt with. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean we win the whole thing? I can't tell you that. Other teams are improving, but we have more rate of improvement given where we started from. We've got guys who have come from a long way back as far as rep basketball goes. Okay, so we haven't had the luxury of a core of all these established ones players, which makes this even more satisfying. So I want you, as you get through this tournament, enjoy this, understand the fact that we now have a total of about 12 weeks left together as a group. I want you to walk away at the end of this 12 weeks and say, I gave it everything I had to get to the highest possible level, and walk away saying that was the most enjoyable 12 weeks of my basketball journey so far. That's all I ask. And the final one is I thank you guys for the work you've put in and given us the opportunity now to coach at what is and remains the most prestigious junior tournament in Australia. All right, you've given us that opportunity, and I'm as excited as you guys are to play an event like that. Again, it doesn't come along all the time. I think about the great teams and the great players who have played at this tournament over the years, and you are talking some of the very, very best basketball players in Australian history. All right, you guys have earned that opportunity. Now we play. Now we play. We aren't going to worry about results on the way through. We simply go and play every play after play after play. Any questions at all? Any questions? Parents? No?
Thanks to you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's go, boys. We'll hand in. Let's go. Get a decent session in on Wednesday. All right, Dragons on 3.
1, 2, 3, Dragons.
Good job,
Oh,
fellas.
come on.